Wait, so you already had one, or you made a coffee and then you decided not to do it, and then?
I already had one an hour ago to try it out to see if it would work.
Oh! How was it?
Conceptually, it was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if my Keffi, my Barissimo is really like that product, but
Gotcha.
it is what it is.
Well, I did text you earlier this week. I do have some. I don't know how the snow is going to impact the weekend, but I have some new scoops. If you want to taste some cocktails this week. But anyways, we got a tight show for you today. The first episode of 2023, episode 352 of the podcast, where we are going to talk about everything we loved about last year. So this is our 2022 year in review. If you've listened to previous year recaps on the show, or if this is your first, you'll know that we don't typically, do a traditional game of the year. If something lines up where we all kind of unanimously and or majoritively, is that even a word? Majoritively?
Doesn't sound like a real word.
Okay.
No,
Well,
if
the majority, seems to have something that they're all going to land on as their favorite thing, then then we could toss a little pass the controller stamp on it. But I don't think anyone else is going to fight for Sifu, so Todd's going to be.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we are. Dom just played it and beat it last night.
I still didn't play it.
I mean, I'll back Todd just for funsies.
Here we go. Well, that's not a majority. It's not a majority.
I'll back Todd just to make a majority.
Okay.
I will say that Mike watched a lot of my Sifu
That's
streams.
True.
I did watch a lot of his playthroughs, so I feel like vicariously I've played it, and therefore I feel confident in voting for it.
Listen, in this day and age, if you're watching someone play a majority of a game, I would consider your opinion on certain aspects of the game. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't get the full scope of it if your hand isn't on the controller. But especially if it's something that's a little more...
I was holding a controller.
That's true.
I was holding a controller. I watch.
Is that what you call it?
I got it. Don't worry. You can keep going.
I feel like, especially if it's something a little more narrative focused, I've definitely watched Jesse and or Eric or someone else play a more narrative focused game in Discord, and I would be cool if that was my experience with that game. And I feel like I could still pull, some of the meat off of those bones. But like I said, we'll talk about our favorite stuff from the year. Maybe we'll talk about some stuff we didn't love from the year. But we're going to keep this mostly about the stuff that we cared about, because why waste time talking about things that we didn't like unless they're pertinent to the conversation. But without further ado, welcome, everyone, to the first episode of the Pass the Controller podcast for 2023. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, and the anime now senpai, I guess. Michael is here. Mike, how are you doing?
Sure. This cat doesn't actually want to be here.
Also,
I forced it upon him.
Also joining us tonight, of course, is the Callisto Proto Todd himself, Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
It's already deleted off my Xbox.
Damn, game of the year. Game of the year. There it is.
Yeah, right.
Todd's got great taste. And rounding us out, of course, is the Fortnite father, the Disney daddy, Mr. Dominic 40 Dom. How are you doing tonight?
I am the reigning champ of the Pass the Controller game, so
give it up. Give it up. The 2022 champion is on the show today.
51 more weeks of announcing that.
At least.
The game was rigged. The game was rigged.
Mike, the audio and video exist out there. Nothing was rigged. It's all out there on the interwebs for people to make their own decision if they thought it was rigged. It was not.
People don't know. It's heavily edited.
Listen, you had a Tomodachi point, Mike, and it still didn't help you.
Anytime I was getting close, Brenden would pull out Nintendo games and be like, I'm only asking Nintendo questions.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Well, you'll be happy to know, Todd, that there's a lot more variety. Actually, you probably won't be happy to know, because this variety is going to fuck everyone's shit up, because I don't think you're ready. And we'll find out at the end of the episode.
Last year, he wasn't going for stumps. This year, he is.
Yeah, right.
It's got to be a way for me to get on the board.
It's all about the stumps.
I of course, there will be no I'm not trying to get stumps, but this is what I will say. So since Dom brought it up, we'll still do it at the end of the episode, but we'll talk a little bit about it now. Dom, of course, the champion of 2022. Jesse Vitelli, friend of the program, of course, the champion of the guest leaderboard. So hats off to those two lovely people. That means we get a scoreboard reset this year. And that means that we have some new things to look forward to. Our regular episodes are still going to just end with some smaller segment. But there will be some longer form things to come throughout the year where I teased on the last probably couple episodes at this point. There are different games making their way in. There are returning games coming back. There's going to be certain things that alter the score. And next week, a little tease for next week's episode, we're going to be doing kind of this is our review of 2022. Next week will be our looking forward to 2023. Things we want to see, things we expect to see. Maybe we'll be making some wagers. Maybe we'll be making some bets. I don't know. Who's to say? But those things are going to play out in ways that affect both the scoreboard, but also what I'm going to pose to the panel right now.
Mike's like, nope.
There should be stakes for the predictions. I don't know if we should do stakes for the leaderboard. I feel like, I don't know. But I don't hate the idea of, for our predictions, having some stakes. Whoever predicts the most things correctly maybe gets to tell us something we have to watch, or something we have to play, or something we have to...
Or maybe we have to eat steaks.
Or maybe we have to slop some steaks up.
Milk
Who knows?
steaks.
Who knows?
Milk.
But we're not
Big
there
old
yet.
floppy steak.
That's a next episode problem for you to deal with. A couple of housekeeping things real quick before we roll right into this episode. This episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore, Massachusetts, on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, you want yourself something hot, something sweet, something tasty, something fresh out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and at Good Morning Chubby and educate yourself on these tasty, delicious treats. The PTC Movie Club for January is my pick.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
You
not
didn't
ready.
pick it.
I didn't. I'm not ready to reveal it yet.
Oh, you got to reveal. You got to what?
Because I was gonna.
You made Mike pick like 5 weeks in advance.
No, I did not. Mike never reveals his pick in advance.
I think
Mike
made Mike pick the week that we did the November pick. November?
Mike
pick,
revealed his movie when Todd revealed his movie. That is incorrect.
No. When we talked about Todd's movie.
I mean, I think we should get in the flow of on the movie episode revealing the next pick.
All right, now we're in the week prior to the movie episode.
That's true. That is true. But I was gonna pick Brick, but Todd's seen it.
Okay.
All right, fine. We're picking Brick. There it is. I teased it last week. There we go. We're picking Brick, I guess. That's
okay.
The January pick for my month of the movie club will be Rian Johnson's. Is it his first film?
Yeah, I think it's like his first official film. I don't know if he had like small little
gummos in his backlog.
He wishes
he doesn't have Following. That was
Nolan's
face. Chris Nolan's movie before the big ones.
So there you have it. We will watch Brick, unless I change my mind later in this episode. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I have a list of things I wanted to do. I was talking to Mike about it last week.
Your other movie?
I was gonna potentially do a theme. You don't remember this conversation, Mike?
Oh,
we did have a couple. We did have a couple of beverages, so I would understand.
Musicals part 2.
Oh shit, we doing another musical year?
Yeah, we're doing musicals the sequel.
All right, I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
This year I'm doing musicals that are rated 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, we're gonna do Brick. That's what we're gonna do. Anyways,
I might just repick all the films I picked last. So Prisoners is gonna be my next pick. Then we'll go back to Hereditary.
Them. I can just talk about them again. Fantastic. So let's just get right into it. It doesn't have to be games. It doesn't have to stay in the game category. It can move around. It doesn't have to be in order. But Mike, what was one of your favorite things from last year?
Okay. What?
Doesn't have to be a game.
2022. Doesn't have to be a game.
I mean, if it would be easier, I can structure it in segments. If you want to, Mike, what was one of your favorite things that you watched that came out in calendar 2022?
Yeah. Oh boy. Hold on a second, because listen, you play a lot of video games. I watch a lot of things, so I have to like.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm surprised you don't have your tops at the ready.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's pulling up a list.
Yeah, I made a nice list. No, I'm actually just looking to see at my Atom app to see what movies I went to like see at theaters to watch. Wasn't Bright? Oh, was the Nick Cage movie this year?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow. Jeez. Was Sonic? Oh my god, I watched Morbius.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Morbius.
Oh, Morbius was 2022, huh?
Yeah.
Top
and
model.
Uncharted.
Uncharted was this year. Yeah. The Batman was this year.
Batman seems like it was like 2 years ago.
I know.
Let's just go with Black Adam. That's
yes,
not true.
Let's go.
I watched it.
Hierarchy.
So what was one of the things that you just listed that you actually enjoyed?
The Doctor Strange.
That's your
multiverse.
Is that your favorite or just one of your favorites from the year?
Probably one of my favorites because did I like it more than the? Let's see. Did I like it more than Thor? Maybe.
I feel like you and Dom did not like Thor.
I think I understood why people didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
After officially watching Thor, after hearing all I thought that movie was absolute fucking trash. Like one of the worst MCU movies ever.
I think was not trash. I'm sorry.
I think Dark World's better. I think fucking
absolutely
original
not.
Thor's
Stop
better.
this nonsense. Get out of here.
It was that bad.
The Christian Bale moments alone make that movie fantastic.
There was some great when the planet's all white and like the colors sucked out and fucking that whole thing. But as a whole, the movie was just a fucking.
There were some cool things in it. It leaned very heavy into comedy, and I can see why people might be like.
It's like
certain jokes. I think went they overstayed their welcome. Like they definitely I don't know.
It's not even the jokes. I feel like Lady Thor was underutilized. There was a lot.
I guess I'll say this up front. We'll potentially spoil anything from 2022 in this episode. So if there's things that we're talking about and you want to skip ahead, feel free to do so. I'll try to, preface it with its big things. Like I'm sure we will talk about Ragnarok at some point. So when we start talking about Ragnarok, if you haven't finished the game, again.
I got very confused because we were just talking about Thor, and I was like, Ragnarok didn't come out this year.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think I lost my train of thought. We were talking about Thor. Lady Thor. I want to say with Mighty Thor, what I disliked about that character in that movie probably the most is that she really just seemed like there for a plot point, and that kind of was whatever. I wish that wasn't the case. I think it's kind of just a waste of bringing that character there. If that's all they're going to exist as, I hope that's not the case. But I mean, I don't know what they would do with that character after that. I also, again, with Chris Hemsworth's health, I don't know what the future of Thor looks like in general. So who knows what?
I mean, I will say
they do. With that character.
They did have that after credit scene though makes it seem like they definitely are going to still do something with that character. I would assume. I mean, I don't know with Heimdall and
maybe. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to see fucking Heimdall back, but
the good version of Heimdall, not the shitty one from fucking God of War Ragnarok.
I mean, listen, I hated Heimdall in Ragnarok, but I thought that he was a good villain in that. Well, I guess
definitely.
Spoilers. We're just jumping all over the place now. But Mike actually said Doctor Strange. I like that movie. I think that's another one that people also
I don't understand the hate on that.
Didn't like, but I really enjoyed that.
Same. I really
had
don't
problems with
understand
it too, but
what were your grades?
It was more. I think it was more along the lines of I wanted more multiverse. It was a lot of madness. It was pretty light on the multiverse.
I'm wondering if part of that is because wasn't Doctor
Just saving
Strange
all that.
originally supposed to come out sooner? So I'm wondering if it was like
Things were shuffled around.
yeah, I think it was supposed to
Things
come out
were
before
shuffled around.
Spider-Man initially, right?
Yes.
In Spider-Man, it had probably a little bit more like direct, like Multiverse of Madness had multiverse stuff that took place primarily outside of the main timeline, whereas Spider-Man was the opposite. It was multiverse stuff coming into the timeline. So, yeah, I could see like how at this point, especially like after Loki and whatnot, you know, we're kind of at the point of like, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what's under the hood.
Okay, actually, I thought something that I do want to. What was the question again?
There wasn't one.
I don't. What question are you referring to?
Something I watched that I liked or something.
Yeah.
I forget what was the premise of all of it.
That was like a
Andor.
20-minute ago question.
Yeah, Andor. I really liked Andor.
I still
Let's
need
go.
to watch Andor. I'm a fake fan. I'm a
there you go.
fake Star Wars fan.
I'm the real one, I guess.
What do you like about Andor, Mike? Is it just what people I've been seeing like broadly online? Is that like it tells kind of its own? Well, it doesn't rely on like legacy characters, at least at the forefront. Again, I don't know if there's cameos or other things going on. I have no idea about the show at all.
Yeah, I think
Thanks.
largely it. Yeah, go ahead, Todd. I want to hear what Todd's.
No.
Wait, did you watch
I was gonna.
it?
I was gonna
I
say
need to watch it.
the dialogue and like the acting is like top tier. It's like wait, they fly. And like no, like you know, like it's not like
They fly now. They fly now. They fly now.
no, but it's like and Skarsgård is so good in it. The father, whatever his name is, yeah, he's so fucking good in it. Everyone's good in it. Like there's like, yeah, finally getting me to like Star Wars.
Relax,
Yeah,
you don't
I think
like Star Wars.
I think
This
ultimately,
this is what I want
really
from
like.
Star Wars. Shit like this.
Yeah,
Just watch the Saw Gerrera stuff. Anything that has Saw Gerrera in it, just watch that. You'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Rebels.
Rebels,
This
Clone Wars.
Rogue One.
What's the Jedi that's
Rogue
like what's the Jedi that's blind? In Rebels.
Kanan.
What is it?
Kanan.
Yeah, he's with and he's like, I don't want to die. You guys probably all haven't watched that, so
No, there's very little that you can talk about that show without spoiling the entire show.
yeah,
let's avoid that, please.
I'll shut up. Yeah.
I mean, we're spoiling everything from last year.
But I would like to watch
Rebels
these
is from-
things, so let's.
No, you should watch it. There's like that's like top tier Star
At
Wars.
some point,
Yes.
I will watch them. So I would like to remove that conversation off of spoilers if possible. Yeah, Andor's on my list. I don't. Committing to TV is difficult. I guess now that Andor's fully out, I can just rally it and watch it in like one or two sittings. So it's not terrible. But it's also like a slog for me to put on Disney Plus. I feel like it's just like out of the way. I don't know, because it's not like. I feel like
These are beyond first world problems. These are like,
yeah, these are just silly problems. Well, I don't think my like my Comcast box downstairs when we watch stuff, I don't think it let Disney Plus plays on it. I have to then turn my Xbox on. So it's like a little step. It's just, you know.
You got to get the smart TV going. You got to get a new TV and I just have all those apps at the ready. They're just fucking boom,
yeah, I mean,
boom,
I was telling like this.
I don't have
week,
to turn my Xbox on. I don't have to do
my
any of that
TV
shit.
the TV in my bedroom is brand new. I can watch whatever the fuck I want very easily. And then everything up here is all connected. It's very easy to watch everything. But in the living room, I mean, I have my Xbox down there, my Xbox One, so I can easily watch whatever I need to watch. But the TV that is down there, I have had that TV for, I don't know, 15 years. I don't know how it still works. I was explaining this to Mike last week. I don't understand why it still works.
Is it a Vizio?
No, it's a Samsung.
the Samsung.
Like, it makes me want to like never buy anything other than a Samsung TV now. I don't know if they still hold up the same way. But I've had this TV for fucking ever. I mean, it's not 4K, it's 1080. It is a smart TV. It's like an old smart TV though, and like I'm pretty sure though there's no like I think the web OS
Probably no
on
support
it,
for
yeah,
it.
the OS
there's
is so
no
outdated
support.
on it. I can't like I don't think it can even connect to the internet. Like I can't download stuff to it. But not that I would want to. I would rather just buy a new TV at some point. But I can't let that one go. It's not broken. I don't want to get rid of it.
Yo, that's associated how stupid I am, and I like to waste money because my Samsung TV is like 3 years old, and then when the new Xbox came out, I'm like, oh, I need a fucking 4K and 120 HZ refresh, and just went out and bought a new TV. My other TV's sitting behind the couch right now with a blanket over it, just like fucking perfectly fine TV in great shape.
Yeah,
I'm trying to talk my parents, and they're taking it, and they don't want it. They're like, we can't figure that out. I'm like,
how
my
big
God.
is it?
It's like, huh?
Wait, is it
I
not
think
4K?
it's like, it's 4K, but it doesn't have like the refresh rate of like 120 or whatever.
Yeah, but your games don't even refresh at that rate.
Oh, COD, baby. No, there's a couple games that start refreshing at that rate.
I think Halo Infinite is like one of the only ones that actually does.
Oh, I forgot Halo does too. Yeah.
You know what? Probably Overwatch 2. I think.
Are we already
Mike,
getting into
are you
disappointments
okay over
in
there?
here?
Did you
Mike
Are
have
we
is
already
jumping-
are we already jumping into disappointments? We're on the disappointment section.
Mike is
I'm just letting him know. I'm letting him know that Overwatch 2, I think, might do 120 hertz if you're trying to
okay.
watch that TV.
I thought you were picking it for one of your things.
no, I knew it.
I also it just
Why
like
would I
Mike's,
bring that up now?
Mike, you have picked a movie that you enjoyed in theaters, but it wasn't your top movie. And then you jumped to a TV show, and then you just out of the blue said a video game. So I just assumed that it was.
In my defense, while we were talking about the movie, I was trying to think about Marvel shows that came out because I'm like, what else came out in this phase? And then I thought about Disney Plus, and then I thought about Andor. I'm like, oh shit, Andor came out.
Okay.
That was my train of thought. I didn't feel like filling you in before.
Well, we got there.
All right. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, carry on.
All right. Anyone else have things that they watched that came out this year that they want to talk about as their favorite thing?
I just want you guys to watch Barry because I think Barry's one of the best shows on TV right now, and not a single one of you guys.
Did it have a season this year?
Season three was this year.
I don't know if I believe Todd. I think he's just trying to hustle us into watching Barry.
There
you go, Todd.
You
win the predictions. We have to start season 1 of Barry as a group.
There we go. The episodes are like 24 minutes, so it's like super non-committal. Like they fucking fly by. You guys really just need to watch Barry. It's so fucking good. It just gets better and better.
I love Bill Hader. I'm gonna watch it at some point, hopefully.
But yeah, Barry was great.
I mean, Marvel stuff, I feel like we've talked ad nauseum and throughout the year. I mean, but if people want to, champion something right now, I mean, I'll just say I still, even, this far after it, I still think She-Hulk was one of the best things I watched last year. I fucking love that show. It's great. I can't wait to see more of that character in the MCU. I'll jump on board with Mike. I also really enjoyed Multiverse of Madness. Outside of Marvel stuff, though, I think for like my favorite movie that I watched, or just anything in general that I watched that came out this year or last year, 2022, it would probably be between either Glass Onion or Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those are probably like my two non-MCU movies that I really enjoyed. I don't know. Like, Nope was good. Nope came out last year, right? Yeah, Nope was good, but I like, without a fucking question, I would put Everything Everywhere All at Once and Glass Onion above those. I just really like, I guess I just like Rian Johnson's directing and or storytelling, but I also just think that Glass Onion Daniel Craig fucking absolutely might be like one of my favorite actors right now. Like, I need to.
He was already the GOAT from Bond.
I need to now. Do I need to watch other Daniel Craig stuff? Like,
yeah, watch the Bonds that start with him. It's like a complete open to end. Like they close it all out and everything, and it's like all the movies are great. There's like one movie that's like, but like for the most part,
Quantum of Solace was like whatever.
That's the one.
I don't think people really liked Spectre.
I liked Spectre because it kind of like. The whole thing with Daniel Craig's Bond is that he's like more grounded in reality, and I think Spectre brought that like old school style of Bond, like being chained to a table and like the villainy kind of guy. Yeah, but it wasn't like over the top kind of thing. But yeah, and having Christoph Waltz in it was
yeah, good casting.
I actually do want to watch Weird, but I think it's like only on Roku or something. So I need to like.
Roku.
Oh yeah,
I need to
Roku channel.
Yeah.
But I looked into it briefly. I think the Roku channel can only be downloaded on very specific things. Like you can't just
I thought
download
you could download it on Xbox.
I didn't see a way to do it unless I'm just missing it. I think you can only do it on like a Roku thing, like a TV or stick or whatever. And then I think the Amazon Fire Stick might be the only other place you can download it. From what I was reading, I don't know.
Yeah, it was available on my Samsung TV. That's how I downloaded it. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I did download it on my TV.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun movie from this year.
Oh, did you watch it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, what movie did you say?
Weird.
I really like The Northman too. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet.
I still have to watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it. I could have sworn people didn't like that movie.
I loved it. I mean, I don't think it's for everyone, but I like that director. So he really hasn't made a bad movie yet.
Any other movies from the year?
I would also go to bat for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, it was really good.
I honestly really did enjoy the Batman.
I still haven't watched it.
It was long. I don't need all of the Batman movies to be that long, but I did like that telling of the Batman.
Man, this year feels incredibly long. If no one else has movies, we can jump to TV because there's something I want to like just blurt out that I can't believe I forgot even happened last year. Fucking Stranger Things. Like that season was incredible. It was so good. Like I
forgot about it, to be honest with you.
It's just last year was so long apparently. The most recent season, 4 or 5, I don't even remember. It has me so curious how this show is going to end when the final season drops. Whenever
I'll tell you right now, it's going to be 11 going like this, a little bloody nose, and then she'll die, and the other thing will die, and they'll all die together.
That's what happened in this season, Todd.
Wait, remember she took the helicopter down? She's like, with like the magnet.
All right. First of all, the other two have not watched it yet.
You haven't?
Oh, you finished it?
Oh. Yes, I did.
Mike is gonna at some point, so maybe
anything I'm saying is not like spoilers. So like, it's not like.
I mean, I think Mike will be able to be like, "Oh, okay, there's a helicopter now. I know what's gonna happen."
Spoiler alert!
I put 11 has telekinesis. The entire season.
Yeah, I think a lot of other things happen in major scenes that do not revolve around 11 being the hero. Anyways, that season's fucking phenomenal. Obviously, it had its big pop culture moment with the Kate Bush song, but yeah, that was
like... and Eddie playing Master Puppets.
Honestly, I feel pretty confidently that that's why we then got a Fortnite emote. Like that is why we got that emote, not for any other reason.
Yeah, probably.
It just seemed like the right thing to capitalize on. And Metallica seems pretty like
it was like 6 months after it came out, but
yeah, but you gotta deal. You can't just throw it in there.
Yeah, they had to go to Metallica and be like, listen, can we do this? And they're like, no.
And they were like, yeah, sure, because that's what they do.
You sure?
Yeah, they came out and they were like, we really don't care how people find our music.
Doesn't sound like the Metallica I know.
What else? Also, Edge Runners came out this year, which is fucking awesome. I'm a big anime guy now.
I haven't watched it. Arcane? Did Arcane come out this year, or was that last year?
No, last year. November, I think, last year.
I will go to bat for 2 other shows quickly that came out this year that are a little different from the typical stuff we talk about here. So one is, what is it called? I watch Great British Bake Off, which is a fantastic show. Like, if you like American like cooking competition shows, British Bake Off is just a way different vibe that I fucking love. It's like way more like there's pressure, obviously.
Yeah, they don't know how to cook it either. So it's like that's a huge part of it.
This is baking, not cooking, and I would agree with you. I don't think that a lot of the people that are on that show. Let me take it back. I don't know about Britain and cooking. Let's just say that.
You don't like spotted dick?
Yeah, I don't like spotted dick.
You don't like banger in the mouth?
No,
well, I was just gonna,
primarily. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was watching something the other day when people were talking about, maybe it was Tom Holland, bad food is in like England and that whole area, and they're like, there's usually 7 different types of a potato. You know, like it's like all the worst food. They don't know how to make pizza over there. They don't know how to do like fucking anything. So it's like an ongoing like thing. Even people who are from that area are like, yeah, the food's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I
just lost our entire British audience.
Yeah, nice job.
Sorry,
guys. They out.
I think,
or we gained it.
I think so sometimes they'll do like usually in each episode, and this wasn't what I was bringing up, was British Bake Off, but each week is like themed in some way, and it's usually themed off of like a specific type of dessert. So like, oh, it's bread week where everything they are making is a bread item, or oh, it's French patisserie week, so they're making like French pastries. But sometimes they'll go a little more out of the box, or at least like outside of what you would probably consider like, oh, this is makes sense to be on a baking competition. But in this past season, they had Mexican week. And when some of the people who are there don't know what to do with like an avocado, like one person was like grating an avocado. I'm just like, okay, I don't understand what goes on in England.
They didn't even peel it. They were just grating it.
I don't. It was a rough episode. Let's just say that. But anyways, I like that vibe of that show, and I feel like I don't really find myself watching a lot of reality cooking shows, but I don't really like a lot of reality cooking shows over here are like angry and like yelling all the time, and like British Bake Off is not that. Which brings me to the show I wanted to bring up, which was called The Big Brunch, which is an HBO show, had its first season this year, and it's much more like British Bake Off, where it's like a more relaxed vibe. Like there's, technical critiquing, and like there's definitely knowledge and feedback there. It's just delivered in a normal way, and like not like, oh, you fucking idiot sandwich. Like it's like people having a conversation. But I like the vibe of it. It was a good show. I think if you like Bake Off and you haven't watched The Big Brunch, I think you should check it out. It's definitely, I enjoyed it. It's got its first season. It's hosted by Dan Levy, and Dan Levy's delightful. I think Dan Levy should do and be in more things. And then the other thing was a show that Jen made me watch called From Scratch, which it came out on Netflix this year. And it is a Zoe Saldana drama about like she is going to school to be like a lawyer, I think, and then she also like has a passion for art. She like goes to Italy to like study there or something, or take classes or something. Ends up dropping out of law school. All this stuff, a lot of stuff happens. Like I don't want to spoil it, but it was entertaining. It was a good like mini series. It's probably like 6 episodes, maybe. Hour long or something.
Is it like a love show, or is it like?
I mean, it was a drama. Like there is like a love through line in the story, but it's not just like go to Italy, fall in love with somebody. It's like other things are going on, and it takes a turn towards some other stuff that like the show definitely doesn't make it seem that way. It's not like a twist, like whoa, what a twist. But I thought it was a good story, and I thought it was interesting to watch. Mix it up a little bit, gotta try different things. Any other TV from anyone before we move on?
Yeah, so not trying different things. Another show that came out this year that we completely forgot came out this year is Peacemaker, which was a terrific DC show.
Peacemaker was great.
Yo, hot take. I still haven't seen Peacemaker.
Really?
It's not a hot take. Yeah. That's just a statement.
Yeah, it is just a statement. I'm surprised that he hasn't seen it, but
I feel like everyone's watched that except for me, and everyone raves about it.
It was fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. But I also haven't watched any of the DC stuff, really, so I haven't seen Suicide Squad or any of that stuff. It is on my list. I will say...
Marvel's not paying you. You can watch DC stuff, all right?
Yeah, there's some notable things that I haven't... I think Mike watched it. Did you finish the newest season of Mythic Quest, Mike?
I think today was the last, or I don't know. I watched an episode today and I found out that was the season finale.
Okay. I only have watched the first episode. I need to watch more of that. I mean, the internet's going crazy over Wednesday. I'll probably try it at some point, but I don't really have a thing for the Addams Family. So
another show that everyone raves about that I fell off near the beginning and has been on for, I don't know, 8 seasons. Better Call Saul finished this year. Did anybody finish Better Call Saul?
I'm probably like
I've only watched 2 episodes.
I need to give that show a shot because like
everyone raved about the show as it went on.
There are other podcasts that I listen to that are like
they say it's better.
They say it's the best TV show, period. But they say it is definitively, they think, better than Breaking Bad, which like, fuck man, I need to find the time and just crank it out.
That's the problem though. That's like I jumped into Ozark this year and I watched 2 seasons, but I got to the point where I'm like, fuck, I gotta find like a good chunk of time because every episode's 50 minutes long and it's just it takes way too long. Well, that's why I've been gravitating towards those like 20-minute episode shows because it's just fucking you can rip through them.
Jen watched White Lotus season 2 as well and really enjoyed it, but I did not watch it because I did not like the first season. Did anyone watch White Lotus? Any of you?
No, I like Michael Imperioli though. That's why I wanted to watch the second season.
I think season 2 is a little bit different. Season 1 is like there's a lot of disturbing plot lines and like it's just like is it
a comedy? I don't even know what it is.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like I would say for things that I've seen, like White Lotus season 1 probably gave me the same sort of like anxiety that Uncut Gems did, where I was like, why the fuck am I even watching this?
I thought you were going to say Hereditary or something. Like, wait, what is White Lotus? Like, what is
it's I don't know. It's like I can't speak on season 2
because
I haven't watched
couples,
it.
Isn't it like couples cheating on each other and every character like has like their own
it's like a commentary on just like rich white people being able to like kind of do really shitty things to other people and like still be fine in the end. I don't know. It was Jen's texting me now. She's probably going to comment on the show.
Like, listen,
she said season 2 is so much better. That's what I've heard. I've heard that season 2 is better. Maybe I'll watch it at some point, but I like the only reason that I would give it a shot because I like Aubrey Plaza. That's about
I'm just going to say Aubrey Plaza and Christopher from The Sopranos. Those are the 2 I watched it for.
Yeah, Jen said great acting in both. Yeah. I would say that the first season had good acting. Like the guy
Steve Zahn was in the first season, right?
Yeah, that's the guy who plays the father. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch White
He's
Lotus.
like an older actor.
No.
He was like
he
was like in the 90s.
Yeah, no, he's
like he could reasonably play a father, I guess is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
He's probably like
it is that. Jen, does Steve Zahn play the father in the first season?
He couldn't play my father. He could play a father.
Yes, it is. He plays the father or the father of one of the families.
Someone was asking Christian Bale.
Season 1 has him. It has the girl from that show I tried to watch and I cannot watch, Euphoria. No, thank you.
I know, I'm a hard pass on that. I'm lost.
Heard good things about Euphoria too.
And then I watched the first episode and was like, hard no. Not with the life that I grew up in. I'm good with that. I forget who else is in there that's notable. I think it has a lot of like, not like unknown actors, but I think it has a lot of just like smaller career actors or younger career actors, because it is a younger cast. Like half the cast for the first season's young. Anyways, this isn't a White Lotus show. What are we doing?
Is Sydney Sweeney in this season or the first season?
First season. That's the Euphoria person I was talking about.
Alex Daddario? Is she in the first season or this season?
I don't know. I think the only person that is in the second season from the first season is the woman from Stifler's mom.
Yeah,
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge. I think she's the only returning character.
Wait, Sydney Sweeney was in the first season?
Yes.
Oh.
Another show that I think was out this year that people rave about, and that I kind of want to give a shot, but I also think
there's a bunch of people in the first season.
Is
Molly Shannon.
Ooh.
Connie Britton.
What other show you say?
Sorry.
Severance.
Yeah, I'm dying to
I
watch
do
it.
want to
That's
watch
another one
Severance.
Yeah, I mean, I like what's his face a lot.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, and I've heard nothing but
Sure
good things
Walken.
about it. But I think it's like a
Fighters.
kind of fuck with you type of show. So I don't know if I would
Oh, yeah,
actually like it.
definitely.
Other notable thing that I didn't watch that I will watch at some point, and I didn't watch it for any reason other than I just didn't watch it yet, is Rings of Power. So I am excited to watch it. I just haven't watched it.
What was the Steve Carell show that came out this year? That I also didn't watch.
The Psychiatrists. What's it called?
Yeah,
I forget.
I meant to watch that.
Police Sports season 2.
Got him and General Hux. I don't know the
Yes.
actor's name.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody watch Willow?
No.
Or is watching?
I
Willow?
didn't watch. I didn't watch the original Willow.
Should I change my pick to Willow? Have you seen Willow, Todd?
I mean, you can.
No, I have not seen Willow.
Mike, have
No,
you seen
I've seen
Willow?
the original, but not.
No.
Oh shit! Should I change my
I
pick to
forgot it
Willow?
was even.
Are we gonna do a double
the-
feature?
No, we're not doing a
Wait.
double feature.
I thought Willow was a TV show.
It is a new.
It was
TV
a
show,
movie.
but now it's like a sequel to the movie, or no?
I
Yeah,
believe it's
it
a
has-
continuation of the
yeah.
story. Yeah.
How long is Willow? That's gonna decide for me. It's a 1988 American high fantasy.
I feel like you're gonna hate Willow if you picked Willow. I could be wrong.
The
I don't
problem
know.
is I'm gonna watch Brick anyway. So no, I'm picking.
I think-
we're
I think-
fucking
I
changing
think
it up. We're
Willow's-
watching Willow.
I think you're gonna pick Willow. Wow. All right.
Yeah, I'm fucking switching it up. I'm gonna do old fantasy movies. That's my theme this year. Old fantasy. I'm not gonna
Ramadan
do that.
Steve?
I'm not. Don't hold me to that. So yeah, Ramadan Steve, Dildojo. Listen, if you're tuned out of the episode,
Hey, how did you get to Willow? Like, where did that come
because
from?
there's a new TV show last year.
No, I know, but like that, were you thinking of watching the movie, or were you just like?
I mean, Jen kind of floated the idea of watching the show, but I was like, I've never seen the movie.
That's all right. It's got Val Kilmer in it, and it's supposed
I was
to.
gonna say,
He's supposed to be really good in it.
So Jen just said.
Oh, never mind.
So Jen
Mad
just
Bardigan?
said Dom hasn't seen. None of you have seen Willow, right?
I have not seen
I
it.
She asked if
I
you've
grew-
seen Willow. And
I
she
grew
asked
up with
if.
Willow.
Wait, you saw it, Todd?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he hasn't.
Bro.
He just doesn't want to watch it.
No, I've 100% seen Willow. I grew up with that
Oh.
shit. It
Then
was
why'd
like
you
at
say you
that
didn't
and
watch
Tom-
it?
I thought you said the show, the new show.
Yeah, the show is no. I'm saying, have you seen the movie?
I
Then?
haven't watched the show. Yes, I've seen the movie. Yeah.
Well, we're watching it.
Oh, you don't. I was gonna say you don't have to fucking like go around. I watched it so long.
You
ago
watched
that,
Brick
like,
too,
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Jen said that. So Jen said Dom hasn't seen Willow. I said no, and she said what with a bunch of punctuation, and then said he's better than that. So you let Jen down.
tell her it's a bad movie.
And
though. It's
then
just not a
she
good
said
movie.
she's also disappointed with Todd, but that was before she realized Todd has actually seen it. Todd has seen Willow.
I haven't seen Willow.
Anyways, Willow is the pick. So pulling a fucking audible.
You should have pull an audible and pick
Lucasfilm property.
I did know that.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that's why it's a Disney Plus show. So yeah, we're gonna watch. Warwick Davis is in Star Wars. Is he?
R2D2, I think, right?
Right? Is he R2 or no?
No.
No,
Warwick
he's
Davis
Andy Baker
is
was-
Wicket. Wicket.
Oh, he's an Ewok.
Correct.
Yep.
He is also Professor.
Professor Snape in Harry Potter.
He did.
Oh,
He did.
what is his
Professor
name?
Sprout. Was it Sprout?
No. He was.
He did herbology, didn't he?
Did he do herbology? I thought he was.
No, wasn't he like the guy in the bank?
I mean, probably, but not primarily. Flitwick. He was Flitwick.
Flitwick. I knew it ended with an ick. I was like, am I still thinking about
Yo,
Wicket?
now that you're doing this, I know what my movie's going to be this year. I'm picking Harry Potter movies only, but I'm picking
And
them.
Todd was right. He's also Griphook.
Yeah, but
Oh,
also
yeah.
I'm picking Harry Potter movies that are fucking out of order. So we're going to start with Deathly Hallows.
So you're just
Then
you're just
go to,
pulling a
like-
Mike.
Yes.
I
Oh,
didn't pick
fuck.
things out of order.
No, you know what I should do? I'm supposed to be the James Bond guy. I should just pick James Bond movies. No, we're locking
Probably
in Willow.
should pick
Willow's fucking
Casino
locked in.
Royale.
Willow is
You're the
gonna
only person
hate
that
me.
hasn't
I
seen
can't-
James Bond movies.
I know
I
for
don't
a
think
fact
I have
that-
ever seen a James Bond movie.
If Brendan
Yeah.
likes Willow, I will be shocked if Brendan likes Willow. Like, absolutely shocked.
Should I follow up Brendan's Warwick Davis pick and go Leprechaun next month?
Oh,
Yes,
what the
100%. Yes.
Never mind. I take it
Do
back.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
We can't.
There we go.
We can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Three?
You can't pick.
3?
We can't pick movies that have the same actors across the board. So
Okay.
that's against the rules. All right. Is that it for TV, movies, and everything? Because we're getting pretty long here. I mean, I'm fine if we go a little bit over. We did start a little bit early. It's like 8:30, but I want
I
to leave
feel like you
time
guys
for games.
remind me of a show or a movie, but now I lost it. Oh, I think I just remembered Top Gun. That's all.
That's
Top
not Top
Maverick.
Gun.
Did you
It
like
was good.
Top Gun? Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to rewatch it now because I watched it on a plane and like I thought that'd be cool, but watching it on like that tiny
No.
screen was
No.
fucking stupid.
This movie about planes. Let me watch it on a plane.
I wasn't expecting it to be available on the plane. I'm like, oh, cool. People have been talking up Top Gun Maverick. I'm on a
Are you
plane.
gonna go watch Avatar in the fucking water, Mike? You gonna watch it in a pool somewhere?
You're gonna watch
Yeah, I'm gonna
Buried.
fucking drown myself.
You're gonna watch Buried in the
In
funeral
a
home, I
coffin?
guess. So yeah.
I'll watch it in a coffin buried in the ground.
I
I watched Payphone in a payphone. That was fun.
don't know if he's being facetious or
Brass
not. I have
movie.
no idea.
Watch
You never know.
Watch Skyscraper in a skyscraper.
Are you picking?
I
Colin
mean, it was
Farrell?
on the first floor.
Is that a hint, Mike? Is your theme this year Colin Farrell movies?
Yep. We're doing Daredevil. We're doing The Lobster. We're doing. That's all I got.
I don't
In
know.
Bruges?
That movie, yeah, that movie that Todd we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
Inisherin.
Isn't he? And we need to talk about Kevin
He's-
too. Is he? Or am I thinking of something else?
Are these 2022 films? Are we still on that?
I don't know. We need to reel it back in. We're
The Banshees was.
getting a little sloppy here, boys. Like getting a little sloppy. Any other movies, TVs that from 2022 that anyone wants to champion? I mean, and feel free if there's like something in these categories that you like really think was just like a fucking super letdown or whatever, and it's worth talking about. Bring it up. But if not, let's not waste time talking about shit that we didn't like. I guess we can throw it quickly to Mike on anime.
Popping.
Is Chainsaw Man the one, or was there something better from 2022, Mike?
It's probably the one, although I do need to finish Mob Psycho season 3 because I hear it's pretty good, and it wouldn't surprise me if it ends off really well.
Okay.
Okay.
So outside of Chainsaw Man, or like top 3 anime from 2022, where are you sitting?
Yeah. So let's see. We got our Chainsaw Mans. I'll give Mob Psycho, Spy Family.
Yo, give Edrunners, even though you haven't watched it, just fucking put it in there.
Don't
Wait, what?
Don't back down. He said put Edge Runners in there.
Oh, Edge Runners. I mean, I'll do it. That's fine. Like I said, I'll back Todd. I don't care.
What
He's got good taste.
people love Spy Family. I've seen a lot of people talking about Spy Family. I feel like was there a Demon Slayer movie this year?
I can't remember if it was this year or the end of last year. I don't care because I don't watch Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay.
But
doesn't matter. Fuck Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Demon Slayer. The Jujutsu Kaisen movie was also.
Oh, maybe I was thinking of Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like there was a anime movie that you saw in theaters this year. Maybe not.
There was a couple because I watched the One Piece film Red and I watched Dragon Ball Superhero.
Ooh.
At least those two.
Yeah.
But Jujutsu Kaisen. Actually, no, I think that was last year. Whatever. Time's a fucking joke.
I mean, if anyone has any notable music from the year they want to talk about, we can do that quick. If not, we can just jump into games.
We left out Black Panther. That film was pretty good.
We did, because I feel like I pulled the conversation just generally away from the MCU, so that was probably on my bad. But yes, I also did really enjoy Black Panther. You haven't watched it yet, right, Todd?
I have not. No.
I'm curious It's coming to Disney Plus in February.
Yeah, I think the first.
I'm curious. I feel like Todd is not going to like it. Simply
I'm not
because I feel
gonna
like Todd hasn't liked most of this phase.
I'm just not gonna like. Can we get into spoilers or do we not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said we were doing spoilers.
I don't like the idea of Suri being Black Panther. So like I already don't like that actress that much to begin with. So it's like one of those things where like.
I feel like an unfortunate problem the movie has to deal with is the fact that they have to basically reboot the character again. And I think given the circumstances, I think they plot wise made the best decision they could do. Like I feel like they made it work. Like they had no real option.
What if Nakia wouldn't have worked?
I mean, I understand why people would say like,
because I think she's a way better actress.
Some of the other characters, might also have motivations or reasons to become Black Panther. So yeah, again, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet. Shuri becomes Black Panther. But I think that her motivation for ultimately doing it also is justified. And I do like some of the things that happen with her, I'll say, struggle taking up the mantle. I think there are some interesting things, and I don't know. I mean, I'm biased because there's a fucking whole action scene on the fucking Charles River, so like that's fucking cool to see the Sitco sign and like fucking shit blowing up. I saw a lot of people saying like they didn't understand why fucking The Hobbit was there or Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but like I also enjoyed their parts in the film. But I also really liked Riri in the film. Like I had no real anything about Ironheart. Like my most exposure to Ironheart is now this movie and Marvel Snap.
Yeah, right.
And like that, I forget what the actress's name is that plays Riri in the film. She was great, and like I'm now looking forward to her.
Monique Williams.
Yeah, I think that might be right actually. I'm looking forward to her in future MCU stuff.
She felt kind of thrown into me, but
I'm trying to. I mean,
there was a lot going on. Like, there was a lot going on.
It doesn't seem like she needs to be in that movie, and I haven't seen the movie yet. But I'm trying to like understand why she's in that movie. As far as like Wakanda goes,
there's a reason that she's in the film. I just think that they could have used a lot of other things to make that like plot make sense.
Yeah, I think ultimately her inclusion in the film is probably to like get a sort of like Black Panther is one of those things that like this film is gonna have a lot of people seeing it, whereas like if she was introduced in a different film or introduced in a certain show, very big potential people miss that. I feel like Black Panther is one of the tentpoles of the MCU now, so like a lot of people are gonna get their introduction, and it's like a very brief origin story for that character. So however she comes into the MCU next, I know she has a show coming, but I think there's rumors of other places she might be showing up based on where certain other characters exist currently in the timeline. I think it was a good platform to like give a character that maybe doesn't have a big spotlight, one of the bigger spotlights in the MCU being Black Panther. Like they absolutely could have made this movie without her plotline. I think it was probably a little shoehorned in to basically give that character a little bit of a platform so that maybe people will care. Maybe people who would have overlooked the show or, whatever, maybe they're a little, cause like that's me. I'm like, oh, she was pretty fantastic. I'm now looking forward to her show. Even though I'm going to watch all these things, it doesn't fucking matter. So yeah, I'm curious what Todd thinks. Do you know the spoilers for the whole movie, Todd?
I know a good amount of stuff in the movie. I mean, spoilers, like I know that Michael B. Jordan's in it, which I was kind of excited to hear that. For like a second, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like
it's
a couple minutes.
A limited engagement, but
yeah.
Yes, I did appreciate his role in the film. It makes me sad that we probably won't get more Michael B. Jordan in the MCU. Anyways, any music from the year? For me,
I feel like this year's been kind of weird for music, but yeah, no, go ahead.
I mean, for me, the biggest thing was like the Kendrick Lamar album was fucking fantastic. Mr. Morale and the Big Step.
Not this year.
It was this year. Came out like early summer.
It didn't hit me the way his other albums hit me. I don't know though. I don't think I gave it enough. Even though apparently it was one of my most listened to albums last year. This year
it was my most listened to album that came out this year. Like I have other stuff that like was not out this year that I listened to a lot of as well. Like Japanese Breakfast, a few other things. Weezer is always like in my top. I liked it a lot. I mean, I'm still unsure if I think it's his best album, but it definitely has what I think are some of his best songs flat out. I can't believe Todd's not going to bat for Midnights right now.
No, I think SZA's album is the best album of the year for me personally. I think that album's like fucking. It's like a perfect album.
Damn.
Every single track.
I haven't listened to it enough.
And there's like 23. There's like 23, 24 songs on it, and like I play it through like nonstop. That yeah, like Midnights is good, but like not. It didn't draw me in like a couple of our last albums did.
Damn, I can't believe it.
And then Freddie Gibbs' new album. It's like been like
Swifties fans are gonna be all over you, Todd.
Yeah. Freddie Gibbs' new album was probably one of my favorite albums this year too.
Yeah, I need to listen to that. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's good.
I mean, there was a Nas album this year. It was pretty good.
I forgot about Nas.
I think
was Dawn FM this year.
Dawn FM was also this year. There was a Beyonce album this year. I mean, I'm sure there was tons of music this year, but that's for me. It's like no question that it was that Kendrick album was very good in my opinion. Well, that brings us to the icing on the cake here. The thing that probably most of the people who listen to this show are here for us to talk about, which is games.
Those people are wrong.
I'm going to probably talk about a few games briefly. Does anyone have what they think is like a definitive for them, like this was their favorite thing this year?
Sifu.
There
we go.
I honestly have 4 games. Wait. 4 games that I have a fucking really hard time. I don't know if I'd be able to name what my game of the year is out of those 4 games.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't think I can give you a definitive answer. But it's between.
Don't worry, this isn't a test.
Yeah,
it's
between.
This is just a conversation. Before you even say it, Todd, I want to.
Yes.
I want to see Mike. Oh, I'll guess too.
Mm-hmm.
What is it for you, Mike?
What is it for me?
Space Jam, baby, back to back.
Back to back 2 years in a row, baby. It came out 1 year, but I'm giving it to it 2 years in a row. Well, like I said, I feel like it's not fair for me to give it to a game I have not beaten yet.
I mean, if that's how you want to hold yourself like over the fire for, I mean, I feel like you've played enough of certain games that I think you can make like a formed opinion on something. You know what I mean? Like if you haven't finished something and it falls apart at the end, I mean, you know, you can always
redact it.
You can always talk about it later.
Yeah. So, given my own criteria, the game I'm going to give it to is TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
That was one of my biggest disappointments of the year.
Oh, really? I thought that game was fantastic.
It was whatever. It was just. I feel like it had like no charm to it. No, like it was just kind of like
no charm to it. I can't agree with.
Music was good. That's about it.
No, all of those sprites were so like wonderfully animated.
It was like
they were all so unique.
Clusterfuck having everyone on the screen. It was just like I don't know. It just didn't work for me. I had high hopes for that game, but I remember like I played with you guys. I think we played through like 6 levels. Like the first night it came out, or maybe the second night, and then I never played it again after that. I was like, I'm good.
I mean, I don't remember Todd dropping out, but everyone who played that night, we finished that game.
We beat the game.
Yeah,
that's why I said.
I think Liam or Logan was sick that night, and I had to like keep on
so you're basing your opinion around life interfering. That game was great.
No, I played it with Liam too, and I was like, this game's.
I mean, it's a skill-based game. We get it. What other things you mentioned in like Neon White is up there for you or no? Do you not care for it?
Neon White's up there. I'll give Splatoon 3 a mention because I think that was also this year, right?
Yes.
I was speaking about Splatoon too. Yeah.
Again, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Overwatch 2?
Right.
Is Overwatch 2 a hit or miss for you, Mike?
Overwatch 2 is technically a game, so it is on a list of games I've played this year.
Is it just not? It's hard for me to see how you feel about that with that response because whenever I turn my Xbox on and it says Mike is playing Overwatch 2, it makes me think that you like it enough that you're playing it almost every day.
Here's the thing.
All right, but let's be real.
I'd probably be playing Fortnite every day if people say, like, let's play Overwatch. The thing about the difference between Overwatch and...
no one's saying let's play Overwatch 2, though, are they?
No, he's saying if people said let's play Fortnite, he would get off Overwatch.
I would play Fortnite.
He's just playing
Total Mayhem.
Total Mayhem.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
see me
Like,
play
fine, if that's what he wants to
you
do.
see me play
Overwatch
it
2.
every
That's
other
not
day.
Overwatch 2. That's
if
just
Overwatch 2 didn't even come out, he'd probably still be playing Total Mayhem on fucking
Yeah, absolutely
Overwatch
would.
1.
Mike's
You know?
an Overwatch sicko. He's a secret
if
sicko.
if the Overwatch server was still up, just playing Overwatch, he'd probably be playing Total Mayhem on Overwatch. He
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even have updated his game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's nothing special. Like,
Yeah.
I can do that by myself, and it's like my brain is off.
Mhm.
My brain is just fucking off, and I like turning my brain off.
That's fine.
It's not a good game.
Not wrong
It's
with
another
that.
game of my disappointments of the year. It's not like because I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
Immortality is fine, but like there's no replayability. Like
No,
I just
definitely not. It was great. It was.
it
Yeah,
was
but
fun
is
to
that-
go through
an
the
experience.
story, but
But
once
is that how you're marking it as? Like it's like because it doesn't have replayability, it is in fact not a good game.
it's a fine experience.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to go through it once. Boop. Was there anything else? I didn't play enough Stray to really make an informative opinion about it at all.
Well,
It was a game with a cat.
It was cat of the
yeah.
year.
Was Multiverses this year?
It was.
Yeah.
Notice
It
how no one's
was.
bringing that up.
Well, you didn't know my 4, so now you got one of my 4.
Yeah, fuck you. That's not
Dang.
one of your 4. That's not one of
The
your
thing about multiverses is that they do lean heavily into it being a 2v2 game, and I never bothered to get myself at a point where I felt confident to like pair up with a random and be like, let's go 2v2 with somebody.
I did. I was fucking people up.
I bet you
What
were.
is the state of that game right now? Everyone was so
it's
hot
not-
on it
it's
for a
not
few
doing good.
weeks, and now I see no
it's
one
down to,
talking
like,
about that game.
It's down to like 1,000 people.
Oh, what? Really?
It-
Wow.
Yeah, it's that low. I was reading something recently.
bad.
I fucking would still
It's
play
free
that
to
game.
play.
It's just all these games came out like right after that game. Like I played that game for a solid month and like loved it, but like then all these games dropped and I just got lost.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, cream always rises. That's what I always
Listen,
say.
I turn it on every once in a while just to see if there's anything there that I want to get. I haven't used a lot of my whatever I purchased because like when you purchased the whatever I did the founders pack, like it didn't give you things, it gave you like tokens to redeem
Man,
things.
I can't believe you guys spent money on multiverses.
Hey, listen, I'm okay with it.
Did you spend money
I'll
on
go
it too,
back.
Todd?
what'd you have to spend money on? I don't even know. I can't remember.
You could get the founders pass or the
I
founders
didn't get
pack,
the
whatever,
Founders
which would
Pass.
give you the
I don't think I
battle
spent.
pass.
Actually, that's
whatever.
surprisingly that's a game I don't think I spent money on. I mean, we'll say this though. I think that we all played more fucking multiverses in Smash, so I think we know who the clear winner is for better fucking games. So it goes to multiverses because
I
did
mean,
anyone play Smash this year?
Todd
Nope,
might be
probably
right.
not.
I mean, I've
Todd's
definitely
probably
played
right.
Smash this year, but no, you're right, Todd. I've played games that came out in 22 more than a game that came out in 2018.
Well, I don't want to hit with the biggest roster ever created.
Ooh, Todd likes to fight about weird shit. Someone bring up fucking the MCU again. I also saw you playing what is one of my games of the year for me, Vampire Survivors, Mike.
Oh yeah, because I forgot it was available on the phone, so like I downloaded it real quick.
You have opinions on this game or not yet?
It's another fine kind of turn your brain off, RNG, good luck kind of thing. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing besides, I suppose, surviving.
That's the beauty of it. I mean, I'll just jump right in because it's by far one of my favorite games of 2022, and I just recently hopped back on to play it a little bit more, and the last few days I have put some absurd amount of hours. Like I don't want to tell you that I played it this morning from 7 a.m. until about 4 p.m. Yeah, it's got its hooks in me, and it is not letting
And
go.
you didn't even have to touch anything. You just fucking stood in one spot and you fucking played it for 6 hours straight.
There was like one round where I had such a crazy build out that I could just stand still until the very, very end. It's such a good, just it hits those fucking brain juices for me. Like it is just absolutely ticking all these little boxes that I need ticked apparently to enjoy that type of game. What I'll say is this, Mike. The game has like phases of revealing itself to you, because in the beginning you just think like running around getting items, different items that, different passive or active abilities, and you're running around trying to stay alive. Have you finished a level yet? I'm gonna assume no, because it was hard for me to finish a level up until recently.
Probably not.
So to finish a level, you have to hit, most of the levels you have to hit 30 minutes survived. That's when until you beat.
So I finished the level today.
Did you stay alive for 30 minutes?
I made it to rank 50 and was like, I picked a character I never used. And when I say the build I had was not a build I planned on getting.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like the craziest build. I was like, holy shit, I got to use this character more.
You've survived for 30 minutes and you were only level 50?
Or maybe like 55. I don't know.
I don't know if you made it to 30 minutes. Normally when I finish a game, I'm like easily like level 120. Like I'm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like way up there. I mean, I'm sure it's possible to do that. I'm just that's like I literally am like over 100 almost every time. So the game like reveals itself to you, Mike, over time without, I think, being like very overt about it. So once you start unlocking more things and more things become available to you, you start unlocking more characters that have different abilities or different weapons that then become available to you. There's obviously more levels to unlock. Have you started evolving weapons or like have gotten to that point of the game or no?
I don't think so.
So pretty much every item in the game, there are combinations that once you figure out the correct combination, when you like get the ability to get a new item, if you select those and you have them in your loadout, once you rank the correct item up all the way, it'll then evolve with the other item. So it'll become usually just a stronger version of whatever that was. So like you get to the second phase of the game where now it's like, okay, I need to learn all the evolutions and figure out how these things interact with each other, and then build your new builds based off these evolutions. And obviously there's randomness to what abilities you're able to get up until a point in the game where then you have a little bit more discretion over what types of items you're getting, because you unlock abilities to like skip over picking an item when you level up, or the ability to re-roll, or like all these other like little things you can slowly unlock as the game goes on and you get deeper into it, so that you can sort of have more control over your run, to the point now where like the weapons that I would typically pick at the beginning when I was playing, it's like and it's funny because like Marvel Snap is a game that I think has a lot of similarities for two games that are completely different, where it's like when I first started playing Marvel Snap, I was using very specific cards, and then I got to the point with my deck where I was like, I can't believe I used to have Quicksilver in my deck. Like, I can't believe that was a card that I used to like get. Oh, I need to have a card to play on the first turn. Where it's like the same sort of like brain switch flips, where it's like, okay, I used to fucking love and swear by Garlic. I will probably never pick Garlic ever again, because I've just like concocted these crazier builds that like just have way more of a ceiling to them and have more, a little more risk, but they also have more, more reward. So,
you know what's wild to me about all this? You could easily, if we didn't know what game you were talking about, be talking about Hades right now, and it's just so weird to me that game.
It's funny that you said that, because today when I was in this fucking terrible dark rabbit hole of I'm not joking. Here's what happens with this fucking game. I'm now at the point where like I don't really lose a run, so it's like every time I play a new run, I'm playing this game for 30 minutes. So it's like time just evaporates because I got to do another run, and I'm at the point now where I am trying to unlock everything. So like I've gone full fucking sicko mode. Like I'm just like trying to get all the achievements, trying to unlock all the characters. There's a final stage that I haven't unlocked yet, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. There's like all these like things you have to find that are hidden in levels. Like there's so much shit buried in this game, and like you could never, I think you could never get to that point of the game and still love this game. And like even me, up until revisiting this game later, there was so much of this shit I didn't do earlier last year, and I still was going to put Vampire Survivors like on my list of favorite games of the year. And now that I'm diving even deeper into it, I'm like, oh my God, this is like potentially could be my game of the year because it's just so fucking fantastic. But I did think about Hades today, and I was like, damn, I wonder why Hades doesn't fucking hit this same fucking like little serotonin fucking.
I think like probably one of the main reasons is this game is like you don't have to fucking be on edge the whole time. Like you are, but at the same time, like you're not having to do these crazy attacks and dodges where like you can kind of like leave it up to your weapons. Like once you get to a certain point where like what I was playing today, I kept on getting knives, which I fucking like. I don't want knives, but next thing I know, I was throwing like 15 knives at a time.
Have you evolved the knives?
No, so like that's what I'm saying. Like
the knives when you evolve them, like I never would pick knives before, and now it's like knives is almost always in my loadout because if you evolve knives, it's just fucking lights out.
Well, I everything I got on my run today was like stuff I would never pick. I'm like, what the fuck? I got that. I got the little like cross things that you throw, but I got them. I got these things where like it kept on adding one extra to like all my stuff I had, and then I kept on bringing the cooldown super low, and so I had knives, the axes, those cross things that you throw, and then I had the Holy Bible spinning around like fully max.
So
and I was just like,
King's Bible, I never used to pick. But now evolved King's Bible, like if you evolve that thing and some of the other things that I have equipped, it spins around you so fast, nothing can fucking touch me. It was
spinning around me so fast today, and I was like, I don't even have it evolved. I was like, holy shit.
Man, this fucking game is really good.
Dive back in the Hades when you don't have any time.
I plan on it anyway, just because of the Hades 2 announcement. But I'll say Vampire Survivors. To you say it's like not on edge. The point that I'm at where I'm like trying to do specific tasks to get further in this game and like unlock more stuff, there are definitely moments where I'm like splitting hairs trying to stay alive because it just gets so fucking wild, and like characters will come out that will one-shot you, like it just all this stuff. But I also have so much shit unlocked at this point where it's like I have revives, like I have all these permanent unlocks that like can assist me in trying to get some of these things accomplished. But fuck, man, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Dom, what about you? What's one over all over your games of this year?
So my honorable mention is going to go to Marvel Snap, which I play I play it every day since it came out. Same. Multiple times a day.
Yep.
It's like a good like step into Marvel lore. I do wish that the cards gave you a little bit more,
like there was a little more like meat to them, like a bio or something on the character.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, even you just said like your first instances with Ironheart or Black Panther, this movie this year, and this game. Like, I mean, there's characters in this game that like I like forgot all about, or like Giganto.
Bloody Mary.
Like, I have to Typhoid Mary.
Yeah, Typhoid Mary. Yeah, whatever her name is.
Yeah, they definitely
Giganto. I still don't even know who Giganto is.
It is wild to me that like off the bat, this game was just like, now this is full of fucking like deep cuts that so many people are not gonna know who these characters are, and I love that about it. But I do agree with you. It would be nice to get like
some kind of something. I don't know what it. I mean, and that's like nitpicking because the game is like, it's refreshing. Like every time you play it is like somebody could be playing a completely different like style, and you have to adapt your style to their style, or you could just play like I have 4 different decks going, like a destroy deck or a move deck, or like you can just build different decks to like try different things. And like
I have made my deck in that game so that I can combat pretty much every fucking thing that it could go in that game. That's like how, and I have not changed my deck. And like I'll add like one character here and there, but I made it so like I don't do like a destroy deck. I don't do like any of those kind of decks. I've just made my own thing where I'm like super annoying for my first 2 picks. Then I fucking play all 3 spots, build them up, use my fucking Crossbones or my Jessica Jones to get that 8 points. So then these fucking guys always have to catch up to my 3 spots rather than just playing 2 spots. And yeah, it's dude, This is in my top 4. So I'm just saying, like, when I say my top 4, this is like,
Yeah,
it's maybe my honorable mentions. It's like it's my most played game this year, easily. There's no way I played any game more than this game.
It's pretty crazy that a free mobile game is in Todd's top 4.
Yeah.
And I am like so
Todd who strictly hates mobile games.
Yes.
Despise them.
Also, this is a new year for Todd. He's fucking deep in Fortnite. I really want to. I need to go back this year. I need to go find the last time that Todd talked shit about Fortnite and the first time that Todd like fucking fell into Fortnite.
Well, I think that my Fortnite shit talking was more like aggravation that no one would play Overwatch.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's pretty much all it came down to. Really.
And we just realized that Overwatch was a dead game before you did.
Yeah,
I'll say, because Marvel Snap also is on my list of favorite things this year. Like, that game is phenomenal. I feel like I'm the type of person who has always, like, this type of game should be a game that I like, but I've tried to play Hearthstone and bounce right off it. I've tried to play things like Slay the Spire, and it just doesn't click with me. And granted, Slay the Spire is a little bit different. Hearthstone's a much more, like, similar comparison. There's also people that worked and made Hearthstone or make this game. I really do think that they have created, like, almost the perfect card fighting game, like card battler or whatever this is called, collectible card game. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's not monetized. So it's weird. I think it's monetized in a terrible way, but I don't like the game is not pay to win. Like, it's strictly cosmetic. I just think it's like that fucking anime bundle or whatever's there now. That's like, it's legitimately like $50.
Yeah.
Or $60 or something. And it sucks because like those cards, some of those cards are gorgeous, but
so I don't even
have to do that to, like, you don't have to spend that money to get those cards. Like, the variants, yes, but everything's cosmetic.
I believe that most of the variants are coming into this shop at some point too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And not only that, but, like, I have so much gold that, like, I thought I was gonna have to. If I saw some variants I liked, I'm like, fuck, I'll have to spend like $10 here and there. I usually have so much gold because of just from like the battle pass, like the like once you start leveling up. Like, I recently just bought like a $1,200 card, a couple $700. Like, I always have gold. I never feel like I need to spend money on this game ever.
Yeah.
Like, at all. And I get like some people like who start up probably do, because they're like, holy shit, we've been playing for like 3 months. So, like, we've been playing long enough that we've grinded out a lot of the stuff. But,
but
I mean,
to be fair, you paid money to get the battle pass, but
yes. But, like, I mean, I also fucking pay for fucking Fortnite.
But you don't. But, like, that's the thing though, is like, you don't need to spend money to play this game, because even if you don't buy the battle pass, at some point you can still unlock those cards, just because all of the cards you unlock are random.
I think 90% of my cards too are cards that I had within the first month. Like, so, like, a lot of the newer cards I've got, I haven't even really implemented into my deck.
And even what Todd was saying about the gold, like, yes, you can buy gold to then buy variants, but I feel like if you're doing the daily missions, the payout on the 3 types of currency are good enough that, like, if you're just playing the game regularly, you will have money to buy a variant if you see one in the store you like. And again, all that stuff is just cosmetic. So I think that the pricing on some of the stuff you can buy is a little bonkers, because if it was cheaper, I would be spending way more money in this game. I've only spent money.
People are spending money.
I'm sure.
I'm seeing a ton of the fucking Sunspot.
Whenever
oh yeah, same.
I run into the I think it's Sarah, and I forget, is it Angela? I forget what the 2 cards from the anime bundle are. I run into people with those 2 variants quite a bit, so it's like people are spending money. And
I'm confused. I don't have an anime bundle. I've never even seen an anime bundle.
It's on the top of the shop.
They're in right now.
Yeah, I don't have it right now.
I've never had the top bundle?
They're in right now.
Unless that's an anime bundle, and it was like, oh, I didn't realize this was anime. I can say right now.
It's the Sarah and Angela from the Heroes.
The Starlight. Yeah. Okay, I thought it was labeled anime. I was like, I definitely don't have anything fucking labeled anime.
So yeah, I Marvel Snap, fantastic. Like, they got me. They finally got me to play and enjoy one of these games. It's
also fucking up my work schedule because it's making my days longer. Because I'm in my car and I'm like, fuck, I'll play 2 quick matches. The next thing I know, it's like 15 minutes. And
I'm in the perfect state with this game now. In the beginning, the first 2 seasons, I was playing this way too much, but now I will check in throughout the day to do my dailies before they add more, so I don't ever lose any dailies. So I'll play like to just bang out missions and then done, and then in bed, if I want to play a little bit longer, then I'll just, that's when I'll play for an extended period of time. But I have a very healthy relationship with this game right now, and it's fantastic. It's a great I roughly play. I gotta play. I play 2 to 3 hours. I gotta play 4 power cards. Let me play a couple matches. Okay, cool. I'm good for now. I'll come back later. It's fantastic.
I'm easily playing 2 to 3 hours a day minimum. No joke. It's just nonstop.
What do you got, Todd?
I'll pause a game and fucking just play like 5 matches, and then I'm like, all right, I'll jump back into the game now. Then I'll pause it again like a half hour later. 5 more matches, and just fucking keep on going.
What else is on your list, Todd?
Obviously God of War.
Isn't that Dom's honorable mention? Did Dom ever say what his thing was?
Yeah, we'll float around a couple. Okay. Yeah, we'll just kind of get through it because.
Dom's gonna probably have the same, like God of War Ragnarok.
God of War was my game of the year.
Which makes sense completely. Game was awesome. It's very rare. It's very rare that you get stories like that like are so compelling that you fucking just don't want to like even go on the internet. You just want to fucking keep on playing and know what the fuck happens. And obviously spoiler stuff, but like I just, for a giant chunk of that game, I'm like, fuck, they're gonna kill Kratos. I'm like, they can't kill Kratos. I'm like, but they're gonna kill Kratos. I'm like, it's just one of those fucking things.
Going into the game. The last game ends like setting up that like, all right, if they do another game, like Kratos is going to die.
Yes, yeah. It's like
literally, you turn the game on and you're like, Kratos dies in this game.
Yeah, right. That's all I thought the whole time. Yep. And then when you get to that part at the end, where after Atreus walks away and everything, and you go around the other side, I was just like, that shit blew my mind. I'm like it was fucking incredible. It's just yeah. I know there's some gripes with a certain section of the game that maybe people thought were too long and didn't bother me. I didn't want the game to end, and the game's fucking long. Mm-hmm. And like, I just didn't want the game to end at any point. And there's so many good scenes.
I wanted it to end, but
yeah, of course, because you get bad taste. But like, what I was gonna say is that no, like even I think I talked about it with you. Like even the scene when like Odin comes at you like randomly, like 3/4 into the end of the game when you start talking, when he's like talking to you, and like you're with what's his name, the blue dude.
Brock.
Remember his name? Yeah, Brock.
You and like even Brock's name.
I know, right? Even
that reveal in the hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Brock and Sindri and like characters that were fun parts of the first game became like awesome fucking characters in this game, and just like they shouldn't have even been that good.
I wanna like interject here for a second because like I will not take this Brock and Sindri slander. They are great in the first game. They're great in the first game.
But like, I didn't
they were way more fleshed out in this game.
Though. Yeah, they were definitely more involved, but I still feel like they were super involved in the first game. It was just like
they were more comedic relief in the first game. It didn't have like
that was it. I just think that the first game has a much more straightforward plot progression with a lot less branches, whereas Ragnarok has like, I'm sure, plenty of side quests because I mainly just mainline the game. Plenty of side quests that flesh out all of the characters, but because all of those other like things are going on, they still have like, larger presence in the main narrative too. I mean, they definitely do have a bigger presence in Ragnarok. Like it's without a question. Like they're a much bigger part of the plot and overall story. But I think that's partially because the first game was just really focused on Kratos and Atreus's goal. Like they had a goal. Whereas in Ragnarok, what is the goal? That goalpost changes quite often. Which is I'm not saying it's a knock against the game. I just think it's like very different games.
I basically love little things in this game too that connected from the first game, and basically how like Atreus is like, quote unquote, the father of the world serpent, like and shit like that. Like
I still don't understand that, and I don't want to get into it right now because this is the wrong podcast for that. But like, I don't understand that like situation there.
In the Norse mythology, him and that's like their first child, basically. The world serpent. That is like him and the girls when they go. Like I forget her name now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's tough to look at a game like this and go like in the Norse mythology because like these are still interpretations of those characters. Like a lot of the issues I've seen people bring up about the game is like how Loki is portrayed and is not a typical Loki, or like there are things that Loki is known for that this character is not showing, and that doesn't bother me. But like, I don't know, I this is the conversation for like a God.
Yeah,
we will eventually do a Ragnarok show at some point soon, so we'll talk more in depth about the game. But I think
go
ahead.
My only disappointment with this game is I thought at some point Kratos was going to say something about his daughter to Atreus, and that just never came in this game. And I was actually assumed that was going to be a big part of the. He doesn't bring her up at all, does he? Does he to Atreus?
Atreus? No. To he has a conversation with Freya.
Yeah. But I feel like I felt like that would have been such a like cool little scene between him and Atreus, and whatever. It's fine. But I figured it would be a good way to like tie in the old games to where it is now.
I feel like they tie in the old games a lot.
They do.
Where it needs to be. Do. Like the way that
fucking PlayStation All Stars is brought up.
Yeah. For somebody who did not play any old God of War, like when you get the chains in the first game, like that still like fucking hit me in like an emotional spot because like I understood without knowing like what that means for people who are playing this, who played all the games, but also like you understand what, like without having played any of those games, the writing and the voice acting and even the visuals for these like no dialogue moments where like Kratos is just looking at his wrists, like you understand the agony and pain of those games. It's like it's fucking wild. It's oh my god, so fucking good. Listen, I love Ragnarok. It's great. I don't think it's my personal like top tippity top, but I do. The game was fantastic. It was very good. What else you got, Todd?
Elden Ring, obviously. I think we talked about this. We talked about it the other day, but like Elden Ring to me, and like this is a game I didn't beat, and I still put 180 hours into this game, and playing Elden Ring to me was like playing Breath of the Wild for the first time. Just fucking having this crazy world that doesn't really tell you what to do. It kind of nudges you a little bit, and then just fucking exploring. And like, I'd be talking to you. You're in a different spot. Just like in Breath of the Wild, I'm like, dude, we're playing a completely fucking different game. Like, what are these powers you have? What is this? What is that? And it was just like if say I'm on a boss, I'm like, fuck, this boss is so hard. I could just go somewhere else. And it didn't stop me from fucking playing this game. It just kept me involved. I think it took what Breath of the Wild did and expanded on that in such a good way. I think Breath of the Wild is a huge, huge, huge reason of why this game is so successful, because Breath of the Wild did this already, but they fucking Elden Ring just took their formula and fucking, did a Dark Souls version of that. Because, why you don't think they borrowed from Breath of the Wild?
I think any open world game post Breath of the Wild borrows from Breath of the Wild, like obviously. But I feel like this game, like, I don't know.
Because if you really think about it, Breath of the Wild has like no story either. You have to flesh it out yourself, kind of. And this game is like the same way. You got to kind of like dig into like the.
Yeah.
There's no like if you just go to the Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild, and then just go fight Ganon, there's not really, you don't really fucking know what's going on for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, there's the memories. There's a lot of other stuff going on and like interacting in towns and stuff. Like there's a lot of other story in Zelda that you can absolutely walk over. But it's the same thing with Elden Ring. You don't really have to. You can go digging for stuff. You don't have to get everything. The
amount of bosses I've beaten this Elden Ring too is like more than I've ever beaten in any fucking Souls game. It's like, so I'm like proud of that.
I mean, it's the only Souls game I've ever beat, so I'm proud of myself for that. I will say again, I'm struggling to say what my like definitive top game is. I just don't think I can do that. But Elden Ring is also for me like by far one of my favorite things I played this year. It's making me want to try a different Souls game now. It's got me tangentially excited for Armored Core 6. Elden Ring is really, I think, just a special game. I think that it is not technically perfect all the time, but really no games are. But I think that it really does just excel in almost every avenue. And we're at the end of the year, beginning of this year, and I've listened to a lot of people talking about their favorite stuff of the year or whatever. And anytime someone's having like an in-depth conversation about Elden Ring, it's gotten me like, fuck, do I want to like replay Elden Ring? Like, I shouldn't do that, but I kind of want to, or maybe start a new game plus or something, because that game had me on edge a lot because I am not good at Souls games. So I was like on edge playing that game, and like part of me was like, I don't ever want to drop from this game for too long of a time, because I know if I drop it for too big of a gap, I'm never going to finish it. So I like was also forcing myself to kind of, muscle through it a little bit. But I think if I were to ever go back and play this game a second time or play a new game plus, I feel like some of that anxiety, some of that like stress surrounding the gameplay would be a little removed. Because I just like some of those boss fights are like probably some of the best boss fights I've ever played in a game. Like I couldn't beat Melania myself, but I eventually was able to partner up with someone who could. Someone that was like mimicking Let Me Solo Her. It was not actually them, but they like did the same thing and had like a similar name and whatever. But like that fight was amazing. The Radahn fight is fucking ridiculous.
I didn't think I was gonna beat that. Like, it was like you said, like it was like, I can't do this, and then I'm like, I did it, and I'm like, I did it.
It really,
it's like
even some of the smaller bosses, like the first time that I encountered like the Crucible Knight, I think his name is, like one of those like little portals that like little things you open up. Like I would fight this thing over and over and over again, and I'd get so fucking close to beating it. I'm like, I'm never gonna beat this game. I can't beat this fucking guy. And then I'm over here like beating all these fucking giant bosses. Like even the final boss fight is fucking ridiculous. Like there are a lot of really good boss fights. Fuck man, it is a good fucking game.
Fucking Fire Giant, I thought I was gonna quit right there. Like
Fire Giant was tough. That and then like the scene after the Fire Giant where you just fucking straight up fucking burn that shit down, and some of the fucking places that you go to in that game, like the first time that I went underground, and it was like you go underground and then it just opens up and it's this fucking beautiful like starry sky.
Yeah, and you think it's like this. You think it's like this small area, and it's fucking massive.
It's fucking massive. Like, oh man, like, and again, some of this stuff is like, people who've played Souls games are gonna be familiar, but like, I'm not really that person. So like, opening a chest or a pathway or something and getting transported to like a brand new place that I haven't been, that like freaks me the fuck out. Like the first time I got sent to Volcano Manor was by accident, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Like this shit's crazy. I shouldn't be here yet. Oh man, like there's a lot of good stuff. The Burger King fucking castle.
Yeah, I forgot about that place, the wizard place.
I think like Lunari or something. Awesome. I forget. Yeah, the game is fantastic. Like really hard for that to not be my favorite game of the year. But if it isn't my number one, it is definitely up there because it's great.
But like you said, you want to go back and play it. That's like that. Like there's, I have my list of games that I always love to go back and play another game, and this is definitely one of those ones that I know of. Like I'm not right now, but in a little while, definitely go back. Like I want to try. There's so many. I follow like TikTok of Elden Ring, and there's so many moves that I didn't even know existed, like powers and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And like, I unlocked a good amount of shit in this game, and I still don't even know where people went to get some of these like special like moves for their swords and everything.
Yeah, there's
it's wild.
There's wealth there to dig into if you want to. It's definitely a robust game. Any other games that people want to mention before we end things here?
Well, Saifu is the game of the year.
There it is.
Unanimous, but I mean, I've already talked about that.
Yeah, you've talked about it so much, but you love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fucking like I put so much time into it. When it comes out on Xbox, I'm gonna rebuy it all over again, get all the fucking achievements. It's just a game that like and they're updating at that time too. So they're having like arenas and shit like that. So like if they keep on like updating this game and adding to it, that game's fucking will be a staple in my.
I'll just quickly drop some of my personal favorite games of the year, and then we can kind of wrap things up. I loved Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I feel like that game is not getting enough love this late in the year or the end of the year. That game was fucking fantastic. That's another one, like same thing with Elden Ring, how I'm getting the itch to go back and play. I'm getting the itch to go back and 100% Kirby. Like, that game was great. I fucking loved it.
Me and Liam are almost done with it. We've been co-oping it, and I just fucking it's painfully boring for me playing that game. I have no fun playing that game.
It's a skill-based game. I get it. A game I feel makes me sad that I honestly don't think I've seen anyone talking about it is Cuphead Delicious Last Course. Like, I fucking rallied through that the day it came out, beat it in one long sitting. Fantastic boss fights, same amazing type of art, like great music.
I think it's so hard. I know Cuphead's hard, but I felt like that was way harder than like original Cuphead. For me, that is. I mean, I suck at those games, but
it is a skill-based game.
It is.
But yeah, the Cuphead DLC was fantastic. I loved every minute of that. We Are OFK is another one that's like kind of falls in the immortality boat of like, it's a little bit different. I don't know how you would, categorize it as a game, but just a good experience that I really liked and had some of my favorite video game music this year because it was just pop music that they made for a game. It was just a fantastic experience, and I think I listen to that album still. So looking forward to hopefully whatever else they do in the future because they definitely one of my favorite experiences from the year. And then I think two things that I haven't finished that I can't give a full take on because I just haven't finished them yet that I'll finish at some point in the first half of this year, hopefully. Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I feel kind of confidently that if I finished that game, it would potentially be my game of the year because I'm about at the halfway point and it's fucking fantastic. Everything the first game was better. It's really fucking good. And same thing with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm probably like a third into that game, and I just haven't had the time to really dive into it, but I think that game would also be a very high contender for being one of my favorites of the year. So I'm looking forward to giving both of those games a little bit more time first couple months of 2023. And then the final two are games Todd hates, Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Scarlet. Arceus was probably one of my favorite gameplay loops of the year. It just like hit me in a really comfortable place where it was just a really enjoyable game. I put a good amount of time into there. Story was good too, but like for me, that was all about the gameplay loop. It was just a very satisfying thing to unwind and play. And then Scarlet, I mean, has its issues, but I still think it's just a really good game. I think it has, setting the series up for hopefully, some better versions of what this game was, because it does have its glaring issues. Todd Shaken said he never played his game.
No, I'm just saying it's never happening because like these games sell gangbusters. So why would they fucking? Yeah. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter.
I mean, maybe I don't know, but I regardless walked away with it with a smile on my face. Had a fucking fantastic time playing it, and the last like 2 hours of that game, still just thinking about how that game wraps up because I was explaining this to Mike last weekend without spoiling it for him because I think Mike might actually play Scarlet or Violet.
I won't do it, Mike.
All right. If Todd says no, then I won't play.
The end of that game, the story wraps up in a very unexpected way. It's something to experience. So if I had to say like what my tops were though, it's probably I'll copy Todd and do a top 4. It's for sure Elden Ring, for sure Vampire Survivors. I don't know. I'll just lump Pokemon together because I don't really know which one I would say I like better than the other. And then having to remove the two that I haven't finished, Sparks of Hope and Xenoblade, I think 4 would have to then be Ragnarok. So yeah, I guess Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Pokemon as a group and Vampire Survivors?
You know, I left out one game. I'm kind of pissed that I left this out because it's a game that I fucking have not stopped playing for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. It is Midnight Suns. I know that Brenden just bought it. I know Dom was kind of taken back from the card aspect of it. Like, I feel like
I will buy it at some point. I just haven't gotten into it yet. Oh man, that game is fucking like, and it's what bothers me about this game is I've read that like Sparks of Hope is a little easier this time around, and after playing like a game like this and going to Sparks of Hope, I'm like nervous that I'm not going to like it as much just due to the fact that like
you can turn the difficulty up.
I heard, but I was reading something that like someone was like, I have it on hard, and it's like not like terribly hard or whatever, but whatever, But Midnight Suns, man, like especially coming up fresh off of like Snap, and like just it's not even close to the same type of game, but like the card element and the characters in the game are so cool. Like even like a character like Magic is not like someone that I would normally be like this. It's like one of my favorite characters in fucking Midnight Suns, and I think like what I've learned this year is I fucking love these types of games. Like card-based games are probably top tier of my favorite games over the last couple of years. Like you said, like I love Slay the Spire. I love Monster Train. Love Snap. I fucking love Midnight Suns, even though like I wouldn't really call Midnight Suns a card game, even though like it has aspects of it. But yeah, it's like I feel like either my gaming style's changing or I don't know what it is. Fucking card games are like my jam these days.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to branch out, especially this past year, and I'm going to continue that trend this year of like trying different types of games that I'm maybe not normally playing. Like right now, this week, I started playing Danganronpa, and I'm going to stream through that whole game. So if you're listening to this and you missed the first chapter of Danganronpa, it will be up on our YouTube channel at some point soon. If you missed that, and I will be playing through it all live. So I'm going to probably try to do it as each stream will be a full chapter, at least a full chapter. That way it's kind of broken up into 6 parts, I guess, unless I do multiple chapters in one sitting. But
I want you guys to play Death Stranding. I want to really know I feel like you guys might like that game, and I really want to see what you guys think of it.
I will play it before 2 comes out, but I don't think 2 is coming out this year.
No, definitely not. I don't think so either.
But yeah, I think that'll put us in a good spot to wrap things up with the ability.
Saifu is a game of the year. Go.
There it is. No, I think the only game that the most of us had in our top were God of War. So
or Snap. No, Snap. Snap or God of War.
Yeah, Snap or God of War would be our like cumulative games of the year. So if out of those 2, which one do we have to make Mike play? Mike has to be the deciding vote. Mike, Marvel Snap or Ragnarok?
I'd rather just quit.
I'm actually shocked. I said this to Brenden earlier that like I can't believe Mike wouldn't even dive into Snap and see if you like if it's something for him or if it's not.
I mean, I probably would like it.
Mike has a penchant of if we all download a game and we all enjoy it on like the first day, Mike's like, "Fuck it, I'm not playing it."
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Or it's the same thing as with like Pokemon Go, where he never picked like.
Yeah, he never picked the team. That's what I mean. Is like we all enjoyed the thing, so Mike was like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a nonconformist. What can I say?
Well, that brings us to the end of
What's
the show.
in the box, baby?
And typically, we end the show with a little game we like to call "What's in the Box." We're not doing that today, boys. We're playing a new game that I like to call Answer Unlocked. You might want to pay attention to this part, Mike.
Yeah.
Are you playing Vampire Survivors?
Yes.
Jesus.
Is he really?
Yes, his head's been down for like the last 30 minutes.
I'm proud of him. Just keep
Why
on
don't you just play it on your computer so that way you're looking straight?
I don't know. It was free on my phone, so I was like, "Oh, cool!"
It's free on
that's where it is right
Pass.
now. Yeah, but I got it on my phone. I can't transfer anything now. Like this is where I'm at. Just do it, unless you know how to pause on a phone.
I don't know how phones work.
Mike, do you have Game Pass?
Yeah.
Why don't you just fucking play it on your phone off of it and get the achievements for it and shit?
Didn't you say if you get a phone call, it pauses it? Didn't you tweet that?
Yeah. Well, that's what it seemed to have done.
Right, well,
I'm about to die pretty soon, so
well,
don't even worry about it.
I'm going to save you. So we're going to play a little game that I like to call Answer Unlocked. And this is one of the new games that will be added into the rotation this year. So a little primer on the rules. But before we even do that, of course, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 352 of the Pass the Controller podcast. You can support the show in a bunch of different ways, and there'll be new ways for you to support the show this year as well. But for right now, if you're listening to this, you can follow us on social media at Pass Controller. You can subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Pass Controller. On any podcast platform, wherever you can listen to podcasts, we are there. Leave us a review. Share us with a friend. If you have some bucks kicking around, subscribe to us on Twitch. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Plenty of wonderful free and paid ways to support us. We have a merch store if you want to go to passthecontroller.threadless.com, and we also have a Patreon at patreon.com/passthecontroller, which will be updated soon. So there'll be some new tiers and kind of a new way that breaks down. So you can look forward to supporting us there if you have the means to do so and want to. But without further ado, that'll bring us to Answer Unlocked. I have 3 games in front of me. The first person to guess the game will get the point. But the way that you are going to figure out what this game is for each game, I am going to read the achievements and or trophies attached to this game. And you have to deduce what game I am talking about. Game number 1.
Todd likes it because there's no Nintendo trophies.
I mean, there are. I said trophies and achievements.
You said okay. You said trophies.
And there are Nintendo games that have badges and in-game trophies.
Get the fuck out of here!
So you didn't say badges.
True.
I will say for now,
Checkmate.
there are no Nintendo. Well, I can't even say that because some of these games could, of course, also be on Nintendo. They just don't have, a system-wide achievement function. So what you can do is deduce that any of the games in this game we play have to exist from the Xbox 360, PS3 on. It still could mean that they are old games that got ported and now have achievements. It's not saying that's not the case, but at least it gives you a sort of window of where these games exist. But without further ado, in no specific order, I will read off achievements until someone gets the point. Game number 1. First
Max
points.
Payne 3.
First point of the
He
year.
beat me to it. He beat me to it.
Do the same test twice, and you unlock.
Portal.
Incorrect.
Portal 2.
What'd you say?
It is indeed Portal 2. Todd gets the point. Todd gets the first point of the year.
No, I was gonna say Portal, but Mike was quick on that one. Thank you for giving me. Thank you for helping me.
Yeah, well, I do what I can.
Game number 2 of Answer Unlocked. You beat the game, but that's not the end, is it? The name of that award is the end.
Oh, I feel like I've seen this one.
I'll do it this way.
Yeah.
I'll read the name of the achievement and or trophy and then read the description of it.
Okay.
Sticky Fingers.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
Oh fuck!
You unlocked blank by collecting 10 blank. Go you.
Is it Rayman Legends?
Incorrect.
Is it Undertale?
Incorrect.
I originally thought
that was what I was originally
originally
thinking for the first
Same,
one, but
but
Sticky
but
Fingers didn't make sense for me for the second.
I know this game. I know this is a fucking achievement.
Yeah, Sticky Fingers, I definitely know.
Nostalgia. You found a warp zone. Now pay me for the door repair.
This game thinks it's so fucking funny.
Business time. Collect 50 blank.
What's that? Fuck, the sticky fingers one's gonna eat away at me.
Tin blank.
What'd you say?
Tin blank. You just beat 10 levels without getting killed. Blank blank loves you for that.
Is it My Friend Pedro?
Incorrect.
Is it? No.
I'm just like harping on the Stanley. I mean, the fucking. What's it called?
The real
Sticky
end.
fingers.
Complete the Dark World.
Oh, is it Super Meat Boy?
It is indeed Super Meat
Super
Boy.
Meat Boy.
Mike
so
gets the
maybe,
point.
Yeah, I hadn't. That's not what I thought it was.
Game number 3 for Answer Unlocked. The Gardens. Complete all levels in The Gardens. Artist.
Discord?
Incorrect. Artist. Place a sticker. Homemaker. Place 10 stickers or decorations in your pod.
This also sounds kind of familiar.
Forager. Collect 25% of the prize bubbles on the story levels.
Never mind, I lied. I have no idea what's going on.
Cranium Collector. Kill 100 creatures across all levels.
Is this? I don't know the name of it. Actually, I'm not gonna say anything. But.
Friendly.
You need the full title?
Yes, you need the full title. Friendly. Complete a level with more than one player.
Okay.
Party Person. Complete a level online with 3 other players who are on your friends list.
Jackbox?
Incorrect. Some of these are very, very, just, I can't say them, so I'm scrolling through to find better ones I can say at this point at least. Dr. Frankenstein. Create a living creature with at least 2 eyes, 2 legs or wheels, and a brain.
Is it Spore?
Incorrect.
Is it Little Big Planet?
It is indeed Little Big Planet.
Let's fucking go.
I was trying, a lot of these are like, play a community level, heart someone's level. I'm like, I can't read these yet. We'll get there.
Well,
if it gets there,
I almost said Sackboy, which probably would have ruined that for me because that would have someone would have definitely got it.
So that is the first appearance of Answer Unlocked. Thoughts? Good game, bad game?
I like it.
I'm a fan of this one. Mike, does it get a name pass?
Because he's losing.
Does it get a name pass, Mike?
Yes, only because when you said Answer Unlocked, I'm like, is he gonna like list off achievements? So
that's what I figured too.
Together, what you were, what the
okay.
game was, with the name.
Okay, perfect. So that ends the
to make a nice little graphic. So when you start the game, the graphic will pop up and it'll be like, and then it'll say Answer Unlocked.
We are gonna absolutely, as the year progresses, have some more video assets that will
2023 current champion.
Yep.
As the first episode of 2023 ends, the current leader board is Todd with a Toddy 2 points, Mike with that second place 1 pointer, and Dom
Mike should have had 2, to be honest with you.
The reigning champion coming in with a big old goose egg for the first week. But I feel like if you were to go back at the beginning of last year, if you were to go back and listen to those episodes, pretty sure Todd had a beginning at the beginning of the season 2. But
nope, you started off with Nintendo games. I'm like, dude, this is fucking lame.
I gave you a category that can't have Nintendo games. This is
a
whole game.
You had me pick a game. I got it right, and you're like, nope. You know what? You guessed right. Fuck you. You're not getting that thing 3.
Even if I gave you that point, you would not win.
So what if I lose by a point or 2 points?
Yeah, but Dom. But so then, okay, let's pull up last year's leaderboards. Hold on.
No, I'm doing it's fine.
No, I have it right here on my phone. 2022. Dom beat you. Dom was 90. You were 87. Mike was 76. So even if you got a mysterious max pain point, Dom had a 1 that I didn't signify. Then I had him a 1 for Sifu, a 1 for Mega Man, and a 1 for Fortnite. So Dom had a couple of bonus points hanging in the winds. But that'll just about do it. Thank you all so much again for listening to this week's episode 352. You can find me at BGroom. You can find Mike at _Michaelpath. You can find Todd at Toddy_by_nature. You can find Dom at PTC_one little spark. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.